is exactly where those scenes are being played out. This has been an incredibly tense time over the last half hour or so. This is where a lot of the protesters gathered to hear the announcement. It went completely silent as people listened on a car radio to hear if Darren Wilson was going to be indicted. And when he wasn't, for a moment there was complete chaos where some protesters rushed towards the police. The police suddenly came out in lines of police in riot gear. And then just about 20 minutes ago, we heard some shots fired, and the crowd ran in one direction. Then there were shots fired again. All of the police were hiding behind vehicles when those shots were fired, and then they told the protesters that this was an illegal gathering. And since then, there's been tear gas fired just in the last 5 or 10 minutes or so, and a real sense of unease here about what's going to happen next.
Do you get an idea of there almost being an aim to what these protesters are trying to achieve, or are they just simply angry, Aleem?
Well, they certainly want to register their anger. A lot of them did. I'm just seeing some things fired. They may just be fireworks, actually, just fired towards the police lines now. And the sky lighting up as a security helicopter comes over and points its beam right at us. But no, they certainly wanted to register their anger. Not many of the people who attended here actually thought that that officer was going to be indicted for killing Michael Brown, that unarmed teenager. But you might be able to hear in the background, for the most part, they have gathered, as they are doing again now. They've regrouped, and they are very calmly and peacefully protesting and chanting the "No justice, no peace," hands up, don't shoot slogans that have really symbolized this case. But just occasionally, things have ratcheted up, and we have heard those gunshots. We have had that tear gas. And once again, though, it's a very fluid situation. Things have calmed down to an extent in that the protesters have regrouped and are just getting their point across that this is not an issue that they're going to let lie now. Now that this discussion has been opened up about the big issue as they see it of discrimination, of police brutality when it comes to the African-American community, they say they will do anything to keep that issue on the agenda. And if it means coming out in huge gatherings, that's what they'll keep doing.
Is there any way of telling if or how many people may have come from outside of Ferguson? Because that's something that's been mentioned.
None. I'm just running the entire crowd has just been spooked by something, and nobody's quite sure why. We all ran along the street, so I'm afraid I just missed that question. But again, it's just calmed down again. That noise in the background may be fireworks, but there are people throwing fireworks now. So I'm afraid I'm moving away from the scene, and you can hear tear gas is also being fired very close to where I am now. In fact, the tear gas canisters just landed right beside me, so I'm moving as fast as I can along with everybody else. People around me choking on the tear gas. So a very fluid situation.